Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this
Asma.
personal development social circle, where today we are going to talk about persuasion and assertiveness. I have put these two concepts together because they are related. They are not the same, but they are related. So why do you want to persuade? Persuasion is everywhere. Is in a daily basis. You are persuading every day with your family, not only in your work, with your friends. You are always trying to, well, usually convince people to do something for you, or not to do something. So it is something that we use in a daily basis, and is mostly used, especially in business, to sell things, or maybe for hidden reasons, but we use every day. Well, so first of all, we need to see. I suppose you know about how is our brain composed. Is we have, first of all, we have the reptilian brain. That is the most primitive. That is the brain that allows us to breathe and to do the functions that we don't even notice consciously. And well, it's very important for survival and for the basic things that we do. And then we have the emotional brain, that is about emotions, and we have the neocortex brain, that is the part of the brain that distinguishes us, the humans, from most of the other species on Earth. And we think that we take decisions with the rational brain, but actually we take decisions mostly with our emotional brain, or even with our reptilian brain, and then we justify those decisions in a rational way. So every time you take a decision, usually most of the times, is something emotional or even survival. And for that, there is Jürgen Klaric told us about the reptilian codes. So what are those reptilian codes? Those basic instincts that motivate us to take action. Pleasure. So if you want to persuade somebody to take some action, you must, let's say, point some of these instinct codes. One is pleasure. If you, for example, you say, I say to Archie, let's go dancing. And Archie will say, oh, yes, I love dancing. I have pleasure dancing. So he will very, like 100 sure, she will come with me to go dancing. Or maybe Vessel as well. Vessel, if I invite you to come dancing, will you come with me as well? Well, she decides to be quiet. Anyway, let's continue. Belonging. So this is like belonging to a community, to a tribe. We, for like instinctively, we want to be part of a community. So that is that protect us. So that is one of the instincts that we have. Challenge. Well, this is I like this one because I love challenges. When there is a challenge, I like to play that challenge, and because it gives you a good feeling when you achieve that challenge. Family, of course. You do many things for your family, even things that that are not beneficial for maybe for yourself as an individual, but for your family, you do it. And also safety. This is also very common. For safety, we take many decisions just to be safe, or we avoid taking some decisions. Or recognition as well, to be recognized, to be rewarded, to have power of some kind, to have control over something or somebody. Transcendence. So that is to go beyond this life and to be, like to leave a legacy, for example, right? So we are motivated to do something that leaves a legacy in this world. For exploration, our instinct likes to explore and to know more. And finally, for freedom. Okay, so this is the most instinct driven motives for to take decisions or not, or to avoid taking decisions. But there are more, because we have Robert Cialdini that has a book called Influence, and he talked about these 6 good things to have influence over other people. For example, when we do something for somebody, that person feels like maybe not obligated, but or sometimes even obligated, but just even just sometimes willing to do something for you. You know, you do a favor and then that person returns the favor. So that is a way to gain persuasion on that person to do something first for free, or just, you know, it's because you are a friend. Remember that in persuasion we can do things with good intentions or with bad intentions. Well, I am an advocate to do things with good intentions, so please follow my advice. Do things with good intention, but yeah, many occasions, well, people use this with bad intention. So, but yeah, if you do something for somebody, better do it genuinely, because you know you want to help that person, and not because you have a hidden intention. Well, that, I mean, that hidden intention could be something that is not that bad. I mean, but if it is something that is not beneficial for the other person, maybe think twice, right? That is my little advice that you can follow or not. Liking. So we tend to do, like, if we like a person, if that person asks us to do something, the probabilities we do something for that person are higher. I don't know if you have heard about the halo effect. The halo effect is, for example, somebody is like very, I don't know, good looking. For example, I don't know, Beyonce. You think more good things about that person, and she has other qualities, like, for example, she sings very well, and then you think even, for example, she can write very well, and she does, and she can do, you know, we instinctively think that she can do everything good, you know, just because she's talented or she's pretty. So the image, for the good and for the bad, is important. Authority. Well, this could be an authority of 2 types. One is, like, for example, the police, no? If they have the authority to do something, one of the types is the command. So, well, you have to do it usually because they have the authority. But also it can be an authority because you are an expert. If people recognize you as an expert on something, they will have more probabilities to follow you or to do what you ask to do. Commitment and consistency. So, well, if we say something and we do it, we are being consistent. We are being, you know, we have integrity. So people will have more next time, more chances that they will pay attention to us, because, well, we always do what we say. The people will trust us more than if we don't that, like some politics, for example. Social proof. This is, for example, if you are going to have a dinner, and you go to a street with different restaurants, and you see a restaurant that is empty and a restaurant that is full. Which one do you think is a good restaurant? Usually you will think that the one that is full is good, so you go to the one that is full. So that is social proof. Or, for example, if you are selling a service or a product and you see testimonials from other people that service or that product is very good, then that is a social proof. So there are more probability that you do it. Scarcity. This one is very used also, like when selling something, like this offer ends tonight, right? Or we have only 2 left. Come on, do it right now. Like when you go to a e-commerce site, there is only 2 left. Or say, oh, I need to buy it as soon as possible before it is finished. So it could be in terms of units or in terms of time, and this is very used for sales, and it works. So now that we have seen what Cialdini says, this is another tip: how to get a yes. Like for example, well, persuasion can be used in many areas of your life, as I said at the beginning. It could be in your personal life, or it could be like making a sale, for example. So in this case, for making a sale, you want to get the yes to buy your service or your product, right? So before you ask to buy that service or product, you get first intermediate yeses. So for example, you say, well, do you like what I am talking about? You say yes. And do you agree with this I'm saying? Yes. And are you happy with the service that I am offering? Yes. And yes. So finally you say, okay, would you like to buy the product? And if that person has said yeses, many times before, the probability is that that person say the final yes are higher. Another tip is, if a person gives you, you ask for something, and for example, hey, let's go to the cinema. You said, remember, it is not only for sales. It could be with your family, with your friends, with your couple. As you say to your couple, for example, let's go to the cinema today. And that your couple says, it's rainy, it's cold, I'm not in the mood to go. And then what do you usually do? You say, but the film is very exciting. But that person will say, I'm not sure. No. So the trick here is, instead of to say but, you can say, yes, it's rainy and cold, and that is the best opportunity to go, because not many people will go to the cinema, and we can enjoy better, and we'll keep the distance, social distance that we are required now to do. All right. So instead of using in a response to an objection of what you are asking, you have an objection. There is a reason, an excuse not to do something. And then instead of saying but, you say yes and. All right. Another tip to be persuasive. Well, this is we have talked about before. If you say what you do, the next time people will follow you more. The probabilities that they will follow you are more if you have done something that you said you would do. But even better is if you exceed the expectations. If you not only do what you said you would do, but even you do better, and like you did more than that person expected. So that is a very big reason for the other person to keep trusting on you, and to keep coming back to you. Maybe you have a restaurant and you exceed the expectation with the food, with some details that they don't expect. I don't know, flowers on the table, sweet with the bill, something like that, and that increases the probabilities that they will come back. So this is more or less about the persuasion. We're going to move on assertiveness. That well, as I say, there are two different concepts, but they are very related. So still the concept that we're going to talk now affect the persuasion concept as well. We saw this last week, if I remember well. So remember, depending of here is your self-interest. So the interest that you have to get what you want. And here you have the interest of others. So that is the willingness to satisfy, to help the other person as well. So if we are very interested in our own desire, but not so interested in the others, then we have this type that is aggressive. No, you, for example, you are going to sell a car to a person that maybe is not the best car for that person, but you want to sell because you get a commission, and then you talk about so many things, and the other, you convince the person, even though that wouldn't be the best option for that person. So in that time you will win, you will get the sale, and the other person will lose, will not get the best option for that person. And well, at that time you win, but what will happen next? That if there is any other chance, that person maybe accepts, but after my regret of the decision, so that person will never come back to you because you didn't think. See, that person realizes that you didn't think on their interests. Okay, and here we have also the lose-win. So that is when you think too much about the other person more than you. For example, when you people ask you to do many things and you say yes to just to comfort the other person, but then you are draining your energy. So well, that is also not the ideal option, right? And the best option is to be assertive, to look for the win-win, to find that middle term where both have an advantage of what we get. So that is to be assertive, to look for the win-win. So let's define assertiveness. What is assertiveness? It's about expressing a personal point of view, perspective. It's about defending, as you can see here on your right, top right, defending your personal rights, but at the same time have a genuine interest in the other person. Know how to deal with objections and criticism, and take the initiative, make decisions, and execute them, and learn to say no. But it's very important that you express the things, positive or negative, you express them in a way that the other person understands, but doesn't feel attacked for what you say. And so for that, we need to speak. When we want to be assertive, it's a good practice to talk from our point of view, to talk from our feelings, and not to talk about the other person that is not being considerate, or that is, I don't know, silly or whatever. If we talk about the other person, that the other person will become defensive, and then the communication will be more difficult. All right, so assertiveness is about defending your own rights and at the same time looking for the win-win situation for the other person as well. So the characteristics of being assertive is you choose on your own, you are properly sincere, direct, you respect yourself, you express yourself freely and simply, and you know how to create win-win situations out of win-lose situations. So when you decide to be assertive, because it's just a decision, I want to be assertive, and you practice the assertiveness, how do you feel when being assertive? Well, you think, and you look for the good in the other person, and then the other person agrees, and everybody's happy, and then you feel self-assured, proud of yourself, appreciated, and happy to have done. And how the other person feels, also valued and respected, because you were looking also for their benefit as well. How the others see you, because you respect them, they also respect you and trust you because you are being sincere and trying to reach this win-win situation. And also they know your position, they know what you stand for. because if you are like loose in your communication, they have not clear what you want, and some people even might want to take advantage of that you don't have clear ideas, and some people will take to put their ideas on top of your ideas. So the result of being assertive is determined by open negotiations, and your rights and those of others, your rights and those of others are respected. Well, we have talked about this already. So everybody respects each other. And the belief system for that is, I have the responsibility to protect my own rights. So I have the right, but also the responsibility. Remember what we saw in other previous weeks? You have the power and also the responsibility. And this is also important. To respect other people not necessarily implies that you believe what they say, or agree with everything what they say, or agree with their behavior. You just trying to reach this fair agreement, right? Well, so to start about the assertiveness, we will start when somebody asks you to do something, and many times, for some reasons, you are not, it's not beneficial for you. So how to say no, all right? So there, apart from how to say no, there are other things about the assertiveness, but we will start from there because I think it's easy to start from there. How to say no when you, for some reason, don't want to do what you are asked for. Well, first of all, remember we have seen this in other sessions. You must be empathic and you must be an active listener. So first of all, listen before you give an opinion or before you give a response. Just listen and be clear what the person wants. Describe the behavior with facts. All right. So apart from expressing your own feelings, it's good to express what is going on, but with facts, not with like in a subjective way. All right. So you can be subjective telling about your feelings, but not subjective talking about the other person. Like, you are not being considerate with me, for example. No, you say, for example, well, this situation is not the idea for us, or some reason, but not attacking the other person. That is very important to be assertive. So being objective. And well, say no when, don't be afraid to say no when you really need to, or even want to. And as I said before, it's good to talk about your emotions, to describe your mood, your feelings. And also it's important to explain why you're saying no, to justify. You don't have to justify. You have the full right to just say no and don't say why you say no. But if the reason is good, is fair, why not? To explain where you're saying no, because the other person will feel also, well, respected. You are not fulfilling their desire, but at least you are giving a good reason for saying no. And also, if you say no, you can offer an alternative. Can you help me with this? Well, I cannot help you because, I don't know, I'm busy, I cannot, but this other person can help you for me. Or I cannot do this, but I can do this other thing. I cannot take the exam for you, but I can help you to prepare the exam, for example. And the magic word, to say thank you. So, well, to say thank you, and also when you express your opinion, you can say, I would appreciate, or I would be grateful if you respect my decision, or the other way around. When you are asking, I would appreciate, or I would be grateful if you can do this for me. But in any case, the magic word, thank you, is always good to use. Okay, so that is some techniques to say no, but now we are going deeper. We have seen this in other sessions, I think. This is how, from the point of view that you are speaking. So you can talk from the point of view that you are the parent, like ideal situation in this case is the father and the son, right? So usually the father is the person who asks something to the son. And then, but you can play any role. So, and being a parent, you can be a nurturing parent, I mean, to be more empathic, more active listener, etc., and to be more assertive, or you can be more critical parent. Just do this because I said you do it. All right, more aggressive, more win-lose. And from the child point of view, you can be adaptive child that you say, oh, yeah, yes, I will do this, I will do that for you. That is, remember the lose-win situation. Or you can be the wild child, or the free child, that, like the rebel. But the ideal is to be in the middle, no? As everything. The virtue is in the middle term. So to be an adult, because when you talk from the adult point of view, that other person maybe at the beginning start talking from a child point of view, like, no, I don't want to do this. Okay, but wait a moment, listen, because I'm trying to look for the best for both of us, and I think this could be good for us because, objectively and expressing your feelings. So if you position yourself in the adult model, there are more probabilities that the other person that is behaving as a child go and talk to you in an adult way as well. Or if a boss is telling you, hey, you didn't do this work, you said you do it on Monday and it is not done and it's very bad. So that person is being the critical parent in this case mode. And then, but if you talk from the point of view, instead of being reactive or in other way, you talk, okay, yes, I'm very sorry for this. I really expected to do this, but they had a problem. But tonight or tomorrow morning, you will have it. And you're talking from the other point of view, and then the other person will probably move also to that level. There are some people will stay criticizing, etc., but the probabilities are more that both end up talking in the adult level. Okay, say that. Let's go with more assertiveness techniques. The broken record. This the children use this very well. Stephen, Dad, Stephen, please buy chocolate for me. And Stephen says, no, my dear child, it's not the time because we are going to have lunch later and you will not be hungry, blah, blah. Come on, Stephen, please, Dad, buy me the chocolate. No, later, tomorrow I will eat chocolate. Come on, Dad, chocolate. No. Okay. So that is the the broken record. To keep continuing saying the same thing until you get it. So you can use this, for example. Please, can you come tomorrow to my home because I need to fix my fridge? Tomorrow is not a good day for me because come on, tomorrow, yeah, and but also I don't know how to fix fridge. But venga, come on, can you come to me? You keep saying no. Well, sorry, I cannot. So you keep saying the no as a broken record, saying no. So this works in both ways as well. And also this can be, you can be a broken record when you want to convince somebody to do something. For example, let's go to the cinema, Vesal. And Vesal, today, I don't know, I am not feeling the mood. Yes, let's stay at home and have a home cinema. But yeah, I mean, is the new film is broadcasting today, and I want to see it. But I'm not feeling so well to go out. Come on, and I will invite you for dinner as well. Okay, all right. So you can use the broken record also to to convince people. Assertive agreement. So that is, for example, if somebody is telling you that your boss is telling you, you didn't do this well and you are silly, you are a bad employee. And this assertive agreement is like, okay, well, it's true that I didn't do this well, it's my mistake. However, I'm not a bad employee. I do my best, and I am, I have done everything that was on my hand. It was simply a mistake, unfortunate mistake. Okay, so this is assertive agreement. You agree with a part of the things that it is said, but you say some part of that is not right. Assertive interrogation. So that is, for example, your boss is super angry with you and is telling you off and being quite aggressive, and then you start asking, wait a moment, why? What is the problem? I don't understand. And tell me in detail what is going on. So a person cannot be angry and responding a question at the same time. If that person is thinking how to respond a question, answer a question, at the same time cannot be angry or not so angry. So if you keep asking questions, the level of aggressiveness will keep going down usually. And also you gather the information to give more arguments to defend yourself. Fogging. So this is it's in some ways similar to the previous one, but it could be asking questions, or it could be just saying that, like admitting some things, but it's just talking about that topic, but maybe to divert that topic in a different topic or something. So it is kind of blur the original topic, and then that aggressiveness loses the effect. It calms down. Well, this is very used by the politics. No, they talk about different things instead of just talking about the thing they are being asked. Assertive irony. So, for example, a person tells you, "And you are stupid," and you say, "Oh, thank you very much. I also love you." Okay. So and then the other person, what? So you can use this also, because it leaves you the other person leaves the other person like with no response. An assertive postponement. So, for example, your boss is angry, and then you say, okay, wait a moment. I don't have the answer right now, but give me 5 minutes, and I will give you the answer of this. So that also will calm down the hostile situation, to say that way. And also, okay, this is my favorite, because this incorporates some of the things that we have said, but this is a very useful solution with 4 steps. You can call it DEPA, D-E-P-A. Okay, so the first of all is, as we have said before, a objective description of the situation. For example, you are trying to sleep and your neighbor has the music very loud and you cannot sleep. So you go to his door, ring the bell, and say, hello, well, today, I'm trying to sleep, and there is, the music is, I cannot sleep because of the music. And it's very important, the second step, to express your feelings, because you say you are being disconsiderate because you don't consider, you don't think about your neighbors. If you say that, that person will become defensive and will say, no, I'm not disconsiderate and you are this. So don't do that. Instead, as I said before, talk about your feelings. For example, well, tomorrow I have to get up early and I will feel very tired, and I'm not feeling really well about this situation, for example. And then the petition, ask for what you want. You can turn down the music, please. And then the magic word, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. And then, but there is a second round. What happens if you go back home and try to sleep and then the music is still loud? So you go back and do the DIPA again. The first 3 steps are the same, but the 4th step is, I'm sorry to say that, but if you don't turn down the music, I will feel obligated to call the police. No, you are alerting. You don't want to usually reach that point, but if that is the second time you are doing this and that person doesn't pay attention to you, so that is to alert that person of more serious consequences. And remember, the body language is very important. Well, all the language is very important, but if we say something and our body language is saying the opposite, the people will trust our body language. For example, if you say, yes, I'm very, I feel very confident right now that the interview is going to be right. No, and you are touching your face, you are nervous. So the body language will reveal your real feelings. And also, well, the paralanguage is the pauses, the tone you do it in a more higher volume, less volume, the tone. So also everything counts as a communication. All right. And well, that is part of the body language. That is if you want to be persuasive in general, what do you want to do? Smile. Okay. So that is also if the thank you is the magic word, this is the magic gesture to smile. And that is the end of the presentation. What do you think? Now is the time for questions and answers. I don't know. Well, this is this presentation, as I said before, it would be better if we practice what I have said. But maybe, I don't know, still we have 10 minutes or even more in case you want to practice some of the techniques. Otherwise, if you have some questions, I hope you have taken notes and you can apply those in your life. It has been too much content, or give me your feedback, please.
Question.
Yes?
Yeah. So it looks like a lot of the material is, and I think you'd mentioned influence from Cialdini, and I think some of the material may have come from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm wondering if there's any other books that you'd recommend regarding this topic.
Yes, last week we actually were talking about the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and indeed some of the things we talked today also relate to the topic today. A book that is a classic is How to Win Friends and Influence People from Dale Carnegie. Is everybody that says that have read the book is, and many people, well, some people I have heard that is the best book they have read. I would say those, the ones that I mentioned during the presentation and this one. Matthew says, very useful and constructive presentation. Thank you, Matthew. Particularly the emphasis on facts and presenting factual information. I will try to put this into practice. Thank you. Until next time. So I suppose you are leaving. Thank you, Matthew. Well, guys, thank you very much for coming here and attending. Thank you very much.